The inspiration can come from everywhere. I mean, usually comes from the exterior world, and I mean, something that I hear, something I read, something that someone tells me, or even something. Sometimes they are, I mean, the movies that I see, and it doesn't mean that I made something like in the movies, but they gave me or they give me a kind of energy very good to create something. But sometimes also, like in Pain and Glory, you know, when I say reality, because this is where the origin of the ideas are, sometimes that reality is inside you. So, like in Pain and Glory, that I was behind and in front of the camera. But also, even in that, I mean, with this movie, when I write about that, even being conscious that I was the reference for Antonio Banderas' character, um, there was a distance. I never thought that I never felt that I was talking about myself. I mean, I felt involved, but because fiction always appears unmixed with the original idea, and it's more or less devouring the idea. And at the end, you have to be believable as a fiction, as a tale, even is that is distant with reality. The advantage are very clear is that you don't need to make any kind of research because all that documentation is inside you. It's in your heart and in your memory. And I mean, you know, I think that's why I start writing this script because I finished before one that I suppose it was supposed to be the new movie. And there are many professions that I didn't know. I had to make a lot of research. This is not because of that, but I wasn't happy at the end. So I said myself, well, then I'm going just to write something very closed. So, I mean, I depend only on my imaginations. So, I mean, this is a big advantage. But the danger is not to be very complacent with you, not to try to justify you, but to even to be cruel with yourself. I mean, my master in this case is Berman. When Berman talks about his marriage, I mean, his intimate life, he's treating himself in a very cruel way. And that was incredible because there is the danger to be like indulgent. One of the negative things, and I was conscious when I was writing, is that I said, oh my God, now I have to, I mean, in the next 2 years, I had to be talking about myself in the promotion. And this is not exactly what I want. But once I made a movie like this, of course, I have to be open to talk about myself. When I was completely conscious that the movie, I mean, the reference of the movie, it was my life and my intimacy, then I hesitated for a while because I thought, I'm ready to keep on with this. And well, when I said yes, everything was much easier. Writing a script is always rewriting. So I used to do it, I don't know, I mean, at least 10 times. And in every rewrite, there is something new appearing that you have to include and affect to the other material that you wrote before. As a director, I always I always want to have the possibility of change something. And as I am the same person, I don't need to ask to anybody. So there is, I mean, for example, this last movie, Pain and Glory, I mean, there are two sequences that they are new. I mean, that I wrote them when we were shooting. I mean, just the night before. So always happens like that. I mean, because you know, a shooting is something alive, and you discover many things during the shooting, even if the script if a still script, but you discover making it. So I use also to adapt to the people they are doing and to adapt what was happening during the shooting. So I used to improvise myself and write new sequences to the story and to the script. And really, I mean, the script is finished in the moment that you are mixing, because even in that moment, you can change a line, and so you ask the actor to come to the studio. I mean, I did sometimes that, and to change one line that you prefer to say it in another way, or also just to add a new line. So really, the script. I mean, it's better to do it very clear since the beginning, but it's alive. So till the last minute, I mean, it doesn't change, but there are small details that make the script richer. It's difficult for me to just to give an advice in general, and also because I never went into any school, because I mean, just to shoot a film, you can learn it by yourself. And this is how I did. Because, well, in Spain, there was not a school at the moment that I wanted to study. But, I mean, depends of how the director face his career. I mean, this career is an office, it's an oficio, how is it? It's a profession. But also can be something completely personal. And both things are absolutely right. I mean, the kind of advice is just to try to make the story yours. It doesn't matter where it belongs. I mean, to be very involved in the story. And also, as I said before, not to judge any kind of character, and also not to be very complacent with them. I mean, there is not a morality when you are writing, when you are shooting. At least this is my point of view. I only can say, I mean, good luck, because, you know, everything is changing now. So, I mean, the industry, also the way we watch the movies is changing. So we are in a period that, I don't know where, but for example, it seems like the screen, the big wide screen, is almost in danger. It seems that it's going to disappear with the big platforms. So I don't know if that will. I'm sure that that will affect to the newest filmmakers of the future. I mean, I'm in that sense, I'm old. I'm analogic. How you say analogic filmmaker? And perhaps the new directors will be absolutely digital directors.